whether you grow and make profit is really just comes down to supply and demand. Have you got more demand coming to your business than you have available capacity or supply? Most of you who are particularly running a service business, we all can relate to this, is you're very good at doing what you do. Like you're good at delivering the value to clients. And that's how the business began. It started by getting some clients on board, developing a process and some systems and infrastructure and a way of delivering value to them. And as time went by, you get a little bit better and a little bit better and a little bit better at doing that. And you keep improving and keep refining and keep trying to make it better and keep trying to make the customer happier and a better outcome. And it's all those kind of things. And that's really important to a point. But what tends to happen is a lot of businesses kind of get stuck because they get so fixated on just trying to keep the customer happy. They forget that just keeping the customer happy is not going to lead to more growth. Might lead to the odd referral here and there, but as you know, it's not a predictable way to scale. And it's kind of analogous to imagine trying to grow a tree in a cave. Got all the things it needs. It's got water, it's got soil, it's got fertile nutrients in the ground. It's got everything it needs, but it's missing an essential ingredient. And that essential ingredient is sunlight. Demand is the sunlight to your business. If you can't manufacture enough demand to your products and your services, then you'll always struggle to grow because it's just not getting the sunlight, right? You kind of like, it's analogous to you're in the cave trying to desperately, wait for the tree to grow. It's just not growing. It's because you haven't focused enough on manufacturing demand. Now, I'm very deliberate with my language here of manufacturing demand. Unless you're Elon Musk and you're like going out and changing the world and you're in an industry that's just got lots of natural demand. It's like, imagine all these people in all these rural areas that are just desperate to get fast internet. It's like they've never had fast internet their entire freaking lives. And they're like, oh my God, where have you been all our lives? Thank you. Finally, you've put satellites and rockets up into space that we can finally get internet based on what we are. So just oodles of natural demand, right? It's just waiting. That market was just waiting to be tapped. But most of us, we're sitting in a very saturated market, lots of competition, well-established, very mature market. And this is where the 5 Ps come in. These 5 things, in our experience, are like your job description for you as the founder. You're out there delivering the pitch, not just one-to-one, but one-to-many. And you've packaged the pitch in a way that it can be turned into great video and articles and podcast material. And it's just, the pitch is compelling enough and it's been packaged into these digital assets that whether you're asleep or on holiday or just not working that day, people are hearing the pitch irrespective of whether you're in the room. And I think that's a good test for you to reflect on now. It's like, if I'm not showing up in my business for a month, how would people be hearing my pitch? Can they listen to podcasts? How much of that stuff is out there? How much video content could they be going through? Is there books that people could be reading? Like, these are examples of they're getting the pitch whether or not you're showing up to work. And if at the moment, them getting the pitch is very reliant on you having to show up to work, obviously that puts a cap on your ability to grow. And it puts a constraint on your ability to enjoy a great lifestyle as a founder as well. So we're going to go through these 5 Ps in a lot more detail, but I'd love to inspire you, hopefully, and make the case for this should be your job description. When you do lean into becoming that key person of influence, I promise all of these things become easier. It's easier to attract better quality clients because, good clients want to work with good providers. And if you're showing up as the credible, authoritative provider in your space, you're going to get better quality clients. You're going to get better quality talent. Talented people want to work with other talented people. Again, if you're a bit obscure in the industry, you're not that well known, there's not a lot of stuff I can learn about you as an organization. I'm not going to be that interested in working with you compared to an organization that's really communicating the vision, the values, and the value proposition of what they do powerfully to the market. Media, investors, everything becomes easier. So the case I'm here to make, right? My job to kind of hopefully influence you around some ideas today, it's that the fastest way for you to create a breakthrough in your business isn't to get good at Facebook ads. It's not to get good at like developing the most perfect of systems. It's like all of that's functional. The key thing is, are you seen and recognized as a go-to brand? If you're seen as the go-to brand for what you do because you've built a few of the key assets that establish you as such, everything else will just magically work. I promise you, right? You throw up a few ads online, people want to engage with it because of the credibility of who you are as the key person of influence. You put a post up on LinkedIn, it's like people are going to engage with that more because of the credibility you've got as a key person of influence. They go and an association invites you to speak because of the credibility. You never get that opportunity before. Just everything just becomes magically sort of easier the more you're seen as that person. My hope is that you leave this call going, you know what, all the tactical things, yes, they kind of need to happen, but it's functional. My main job is to be this person in my industry, and whatever I got to do that, that's got to be my job description. And so my hope is that you kind of really get that idea.